Hey everyone, welcome to Recap Blitz. The movie begins in a bright, tidy laboratory. Reed Richards, also called Mr. Fantastic, searches his shelves and desks. He looks for a small bottle of medicine. Reed is a genius, but he is so busy that he forgets simple things. He checks jars, he peers behind books, and he opens every drawer. At last, he sighs in relief when his wife, Sue Storm, the invisible woman, enters. She smiles and hands him the bottle. Reed's face breaks into a grateful grin. He is glad she is there to help. In a soft voice, Sue shares a secret. She touches Reed's arm gently and says, "I have news." Reed's eyes grow wide. He stands very still. Sue lowers her voice even more and says, "I am pregnant." Reed's mouth opens a little. He cannot believe it. For 2 years, they tried again and again to have a child. Now the news fills the room with joy. Reed sweeps Sue into his arms. They hug tightly and kiss. In that moment, the world feels perfect for them both. After that tender moment, the movie shows us how the Fantastic Four worked together in the past. They saved the world more times than anyone can count. We see them fighting the Red Ghost and his giant super ape. The ape pounds the ground and roars like thunder. The four spring into action. Reed stretches his arms to grab the ape's hands. Sue sends a force field around it. Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, flares into flame and darts through the air. She presses a gentle hand to his forehead and tells him to rest. Reed thanks her, but his mind remains on the puzzle. He knows this message could mean something big for Earth. Later, Reed tests his new device, the bridge. He places a simple chicken egg on a white plate on one table. Then, with a soft crackle, it disappears. Reed and Sue rush to the other side of the room. There they find the egg, whole and unbroken. Reed jumps with delight. He hugs Sue. "It works," he cries. Sue laughs and claps her hands. This teleportation breakthrough could change the world. As Sue rests on the lab couch, Reed sits by her side. He gently places a small sensor on her belly where the baby grows. Sue smiles at him and then makes her skin around her belly vanish. Through empty air, Reed sees the gentle rise and fall of her stomach. Suddenly, alarms fill the lab. A red light flashes on Reed's console. Across the world, the sky turns dark as hundreds of flaming objects fall through the clouds. The team rushes outside onto the roof of their building. In the thick, smoky sky, a silver figure floats above the city. This is the Silver Surfer, the herald of a vast cosmic force named Galactus. The surfer hovers, looking down at him with calm eyes. Below, the city holds its breath. The surfer speaks. Her voice carries in every mind on Earth. "People of Earth," she calls, "hold your loved ones close. Speak the truths you fear. I herald the end of your world. I announce the coming of Galactus, the devourer of planets." Her words chill every heart. She turns and flies through several police helicopters. Metal bends as if made of wax. She vanishes into the high clouds. Johnny races after her, leaving a trail of flame in the night sky. He chases her beyond the city lights, into the cold emptiness of space. The air grows thin. His flame sputters. He blinks and catches at the surfer's surfboard. Gasping, he holds on and drifts alongside her. For a moment, they fly in silence together. Then she whispers words in her strange language. They sound soft and kind, but Johnny cannot understand. Back on Earth, Reed studies the readings. His computer maps show planets leveled and lifeless. The surfer's energy signature links her to each one. She was there before their destruction. Reed clenches his fists. Sue places a reassuring hand on his shoulder. Ben scowls. They all know now that Galactus's threat is real. Earth may be next. Inside the Baxter building, Johnny unravels a thread of memory. He tells Sue that the surfer's words felt warm, not cold. She seemed sad. Reed grumbles at this. "You care more about her than the threat she brings," he teases. Ben crosses his arms. "Focus on saving Earth, Johnny." Johnny shrugs, but later he confides in Sue. He shows her secret data. The space transmissions from other galaxies match the surfer's language. He wants to decode it before telling Reed. Sue nods. She knows Reed is busy. The Fantastic Four decide on a bold plan. They will follow the surfer back to her master, Galactus, and negotiate. They hope to spare Earth with words, not weapons. Early the next morning, they board their spaceship. The city gathers at the launch pad. Cheers rise. Banners say, "Good luck, Fantastic Four." The engines roar, and they lift off into the sky. They travel through the blackness of space for many hours. Stars speed by like falling snow. Sue feels the baby kick. Reed logs each star system they pass. Johnny naps under a red lamp. They approach a massive purple planet. The beam withdraws. Moments later, the Silver Surfer appears alongside. She glides in silence and guides them down to the planet's surface. They stand before Galactus, a towering figure the color of storm clouds, with horns curving from his helmet like twisted lightning. His eyes shine with cosmic fire. Reed steps forward and bows respectfully. "Great Galactus," he says, voice steady. "We come to bargain. Please spare Earth." Galactus's deep voice echoes like thunder. "What do you offer in return?" he asks. Reed answers, "We offer ourselves, our knowledge, our friendship." Galactus shakes his head. "I need power, cosmic power, to survive." He turns towards Sue. "Your child has the power cosmic. I will take the child and leave Earth unharmed." Sue gasps. She places a hand over her heart. Reed's face goes pale. He appeals, "Our child carries no special power. We tested every gene. The results are normal." Galactus raises a glowing fist, and Sue cries out in pain as he forces her into labor. Reed shouts, "No, we refuse." Galactus smiles cruelly. "Then Earth will die slowly, while your child watches." Johnny's flame bursts to life. "Get back," he yells. He shoots forward and knocks out power conduits, feeding the giant Galactus energy. Galactus howls in rage. The ground quakes. The surfer swoops in to defend her master. Johnny dives toward her. His oxygen runs low. He falters, but Ben charges and tackles the surfer, holding her in place. Reed grabs Sue and drags her toward the ship. The four leap inside, engines screaming. The surfer thrashes to free herself, but the ship speeds away. The chase begins. The surfer darts after them. In the cockpit, Sue presses her palm against the windshield and holds a force field. She breathes hard, still in pain. She whispers to Johnny, "Help me." He takes control of the ship's lasers and fires at the surfer. Bolts of red energy streak out, but she dodges each one. Reed frowns. He leans over the controls, thinking. Then Reed points ahead. "Ben, punch the rocket thruster. Make more speed." Ben nods and slams his fist. The ship surges forward. They aim for a swirling black hole in the distance. Reed orders, "Sue, vanish the ship. Make us invisible." Sue closes her eyes and wills her power. The ship wavers and disappears from sight. The surfer swoops past, confused. They slip past the black hole's pull and escape. The surfer tries to follow, but the black hole's edge grips her surfboard, pulling her in. She shrieks and vanishes. Inside the ship, Sue's contractions worsen. Reed grits his teeth. Ben kneels by her and takes the baby. He grips the small head and guides it gently into the world. The baby cries, a strong, healthy wail. Reed and Sue gaze at him. They name him Franklin Richards. Tears fall on Franklin's face. The baby's cry grows louder and stronger, as if powered by something beyond. When they return to Earth, the press and news crews swarm them. Reporters shout questions. Reed steps forward. A voice shouts, "How did you defeat Galactus?" Reed takes a breath and replies softly, "We did not defeat him with force. We came to talk and make a deal. He asked for our baby in exchange for Earth. We refused." The crowd gasps. Reporters scribble notes. Reed looks down at Franklin. "I do not know if Earth is safe," he adds. "We found no easy answer." Back at the Baxter building, Reed pores over charts and books, searching for a solution. Sue sits in a chair, cradling Franklin and staring out the window. Johnny enters with a small device. He nods at Reed. "I decoded her language," he says. Reed looks up. Johnny continues, "The transmissions you couldn't read, they match. I can now translate the 23 signals Earth received." Reed's eyes light. "Then we may find who she truly is and why she served Galactus." Meanwhile, outside the building, people gather in growing crowds. Banners read, "Give us Franklin. Earth first." Shouts echo off the walls. Sue stands on the steps, Franklin in her arms. She clears her throat. The crowd quiets. Sue speaks, her voice steady. "I remember my mother's last words," she begins. "When I was a little girl, our family faced a great fear. We lost my mother in an accident. My father taught me to never give up on family, to fight for what you love." She gazes at Franklin. "My mother would move heaven and earth to save her children. I will not give up Franklin, but I also will not allow Earth to die for him." The crowd murmurs, some eyes soften. Reed watches from the window and feels hope. He rushes downstairs. He places his hand on Sue's shoulder. "That was perfect," he whispers. Suddenly, Reed's face brightens. An idea strikes him. He runs back inside and gathers his blueprints. "We can use the bridge," he says. "We will build a network of portals around Earth. Then we will move the planet to another galaxy, far away. Galactus will search the wrong place." Sue smiles, holding Franklin close. "Let's do it," she says. The world unites. Every city council, Every nation, every power plant works together. They save electricity for 1 hour each day. Engineers install bridges on every continent, on every island. They anchor them with cables and mount them on towers. People wave flags and sing songs of unity. Children watch with bright eyes. Reed oversees the calculations while Johnny flies between sites to check on the work. Ben visits the tunnels under New York to thank Mole Man for his people's help and shelter. Sue calms world leaders who worry. Franklin watches babies in strollers, cooing at them. Finally, the day comes. The last bridge stands beside the Baxter Building. The sky is clear and blue. People hold hands with neighbors. Reed, Sue, Johnny, Ben, and Franklin stand at the control panel. Reed's fingers hover over the button. Ready, he asks. Sue nods. Johnny flames around them like a spotlight. Ben gives a thumbs up. Reed presses the button. One by one, all bridges ignite with blue light. Energy pulses through the cables beneath the ground. Then, with a thunderous roar, the Baxter Bridge flames bright. It glows like a star on Earth's surface. But suddenly, the glow falters. A dark shape flashes across the sky. The Silver Surfer screeches in fury and crosses between the sun and the moon. She plunges toward the ground. She slams into one bridge and melts it instantly. Sparks fly. Then she flies to another and crushes it. One by one, each bridge falls until only the Baxter Bridge remains. In a flash, Johnny blasts toward the surfer to buy time. The surfer circles him, ignoring her master's pain. Johnny streams the outer space transmissions on every digital billboard in the city. Words and alien symbols glow in the night sky. The surfer halts, surprised. Johnny plays the latest message. Thank you, Harold. He announces, she is Shalabel, from the planet Zenla. She saved her world once. She did not serve Galactus willingly. She regrets her deeds. A hush falls. The surfer's shoulders sag. Her silver form trembles. Johnny's voice echoes. These signals contain the cries of the victims of Galactus on other worlds. She cannot bear it. The surfer opens her arms and screams in pain. She soars upward, above every building, above every star. Johnny follows. He calls, help us, Shalabel. Convince Galactus to take me. Instead of Franklin. The surfer hovers, then nods slowly. She whispers in her soft tongue. Johnny smiles. But she shakes her head. She whispers again, I lack the power to save you all. With a final gesture, she turns and flies back toward Galactus's distant realm. Below, Reed and Sue exchange a look. They realize time is nearly gone. Reed types furiously on his console. We cannot move a planet, but we can move a giant. He explains his new plan. Open the bridge for just 37 seconds at the center plaza. Then lure Galactus into it and teleport him away. Sue looks at Franklin. We need a lure, she says. Franklin gurgles and reaches out with chubby little hands. His eyes shine with cosmic light. He may be an infant, but he understands. He smiles and coos. Sue holds Franklin high above her head like a beacon. Galactus's distant ship appears on the horizon. It grows larger, blotted out by dark clouds. Soon, the Devourer himself strides through the streets. With every step, the ground shakes. Sirens scream. The Mole Man's people stand behind protective walls. Reed and Ben guide Sue and Franklin toward the ship. Reed sets a switch on the bridge's control panel. Johnny and Ben stand by Sue's side. Reed says, when he steps into the circle, hit the button. Galactus stops at the edge of the glowing circle. He looks down at Franklin with interest. Sue whispers to Franklin, give him your light. The baby coos and a halo of bright energy glows around him. Galactus reaches out a finger. Sue holds Franklin back. Reed steadies his hand. Now, Reed yells. He slams the button. A blue vortex rips open in the air. Galactus roars and stumbles forward. Sue pushes Franklin back to safety. Galactus steps through the portal. A bolt of energy hits him and drags him through. His scream echoes, then fades away as the portal snaps shut. Silence falls. The city looks around in disbelief. Sue gently sits down, pulling Franklin close. Her strength fades. Reed rushes to her side and checks her pulse. His face grows pale. Sue, he whispers. He shakes her gently. Tears well in his eyes. Franklin reaches out and touches Sue's cheek. Her eyelids flutter. Color returns to her face. Reed watches in wonder as Sue breathes again. Her eyes open. They glow softly with cosmic light. Sue smiles weakly. Reed bursts into tears of relief. Around them, people cheer. Fireworks fill the sky. Reporters rush forward. Mole Man's people emerge, clapping and cheering. The Fantastic Four stand together, tired, relieved, victorious. Johnny ruffles Franklin's hair. You did it, little guy, he says. Ben gives Reed and Sue a thumbs up. Earth is safe, he says. In a quiet final scene, for years later, we see Sue reading a bedtime story to Franklin. The house is warm and cozy. Franklin giggles as he turns the page. Suddenly, the lights flicker, and a tall figure stands in the doorway. It is Dr. Doom. Franklin crawls to the door and reaches out, lightly touching Doom's armored hand. Doom freezes and looks at Franklin with surprise. The screen cuts to black.
Subscribe. Join next time for another story that makes you think and feel. Until then, stay